What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, 1/12 scale collectors, whatever you collect, shout out to you. And this month's video is an unpopular opinion alert. It's about MP and third-party pricing. And as in the title, this is a very money-heavy topic, and I know that money is a very sensitive subject to people. And let me start by giving this warning and this disclosure. I am not trying to count your pockets, baby. I don't know you. I don't know what you make, and I don't care. This is just my opinion on something that's going on in the world of Transformers, something I love. And it's about money. And I know people take money very personally. And you may, if I hurt your feelings or make you mad, it's nothing personal. It's just my commentary on what's going on in the Transformers community. As always, we can have great discussion about it. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll respond. And thank you guys for watching. So before we get to it, go check out my last month's video where we did another unpopular opinion alert, tune accuracy. And we talk about, kind of my thoughts on what tune accuracy is. But if you didn't know, if you skip past the intro, this month's video is an unpopular opinion alert. Again, it's about MP and third-party pricing. And it's not just MP scale, it's also legend scale. That's why I'm kind of grouping everything into third party. We're talking about pricing of that. And first and foremost, thank God for FansToys. I didn't really know what I was going to do for a June video. I have a couple ideas I want to tackle. I just haven't had time yet because, again, I just moved into a new location. So trying to get everything squared away. And I still owe you guys that April video. I promise it's coming. I'm hoping to have it by July 4th weekend. So like maybe the weekend after July 4th, it should be up or whatever. But going back to that, this video is an unpopular opinion alert about MP pricing. And I want to start off by saying thank God for FansToys. FansToys dropped Huffer in their score cruncher. And you can go back and look at Bobby Skullface video where he talked about kind of, FansToys in totality. Because this is just more than about FansToys. This is just about MP and third party, just general pricing in general, right? And I think that he provides a better synopsis specific to FansToys. I'm going to talk kind of more in general, but he did touch on a point in his video, and I'll put a link to his video in the description of this video. He did touch on a really good point in his video, and the point was that basically he would pay more than $250 for $240, whatever it is for Chump and whatever it is for Huff, and for some of the other releases. And he's also said something a long time ago that I use a lot of times in life. If I'm happy with the product, then I'm happy with the price. So I'm not happy with the product, I'm not happy with the price. Hold that thought. We'll get back to that later in the video. But basically his point, he talked specifically about FansToys. And so I'm talking more about that. But my general unpopular opinion alert is that quality MPs should be more expensive. Like when you get a quality MP, I talked about this in my last month's video about how, MP to me and Hot Toys should be on the same level as far as a quality of what you get for different reasons, right? So Hot Toys focuses on the face sculpt, kind of the realistic aspect of it. And so, that's the artistry, right? Like we can make a human person look like a human person. With MP and third party, legend scale is getting into this, and third party in general, is how can you make something, a robot look and feel like a real robot that transforms into something that may or may not be real, and kind of also how it, the engineering is crazy, the materials are great, the paint is great. It's the ultimate in Transformers. Like I know statues, but I'm way bigger. I'm more of a action figure versus statue guy. To me, statues don't count because you don't have to do anything. Justin's Collection and Jim had a video where they talked about action figures versus statues. Now I'll put a link into that too, because I think it was some interesting conversation that kind of applies to Transformers as well. But back to my main point. Basically, Hot Toys is trying to make something realistic look realistic. Transformers is kind of a combination, right? Sculpt, paint, engineering, all that, right? And it's trying to make something to me that looks stupid on the screen, look more mature, more heroic, more heroic for the good guys, more villainous for the bad guys, more intimidating for the bad guys. Make it look better than it did in the 3D mock, in the 2D representation, cartoon representation. So that's the difference, right? Like Hot Toys is trying to directly copy something, whereas MP and third party is trying to take something that looks stupid and make it look better. So that's the whole some point. And so you saw the prices. Huffer is $120, $125, depending on where and how you got them. Chump is what, $240 to $250, depending on where and how you got them. And I know a lot of people were saying how expensive those were and how that was kind of, whoa, I'm out of collecting or whatever. And that's your prerogative, your personal choice. But my mindset was that MP has always been so underpriced. I think that, and when I go back to MP10, I think I got MP10 for like brand new for like 120. And that to me, MP10 was a $225 figure easily at the time. I think Hasbro had the Soundwave with all the 5 tapes for under $100. I think it was 80. To me, that was easily a $250 piece. I thought that because of the sculpt materials, I thought that those versions of MP were easily over $150 worth of value, possibly 200. Like I just said, I think MP10 should have been 220, 225. I think Soundwave should have been 225, 250. I think that was fair value for them. Now let's introduce third party into this equation. You got FansToys, you got Unique Toys, Make Toys, DX9, some of the better third-party companies. And I've always thought of FansToys as the stripper in the club who has to work extra hard for her money. Like, she's not the prettiest, she's not the finest, she doesn't have the rep, so she has to work harder just to break even, right? So, like, one girl, if you ever been to a strip club, one girl looks really pretty, get all the attention, and she's going to make her money just because she's with guys like. Meanwhile, it's another girl who's not as pretty. She's not ugly. She's just not as pretty. She don't stand out. But what happens is once you choose her, she's going to work extra hard for her money. And I think that's what third party started out as and has stayed, right? So like third party, you get more die cast, more paint, more sculpt, better engineering. A lot of ways, third party has pushed Takara to make Takara a better company. Specifically, FansToys, right? Like right now, most of us would say FansToys is better than Takara at Takara's own game. That's because they've given you more for your money than Takara. And I think that when we talk about kind of the progression of third party, you have to also include price, because there's a saying, prices never go down. You know what I'm saying? And so as we kept getting more better, that's increased price. That's outside of inflation, anything that's happening in the world. This is all pre-COVID stuff, right? Like, we're going to take some examples of some figures I like and don't like, because I know that the Transformer community, when I see other communities, Hot Toys, statue communities, the Transformer community is very, very cheap. And I understand why, right? Because third party is a renegade all into itself. And so if we're paying something that's kind of bootleg, even though it's not bootleg, we shouldn't be paying premium prices for something that's not really quote unquote licensed or official. So I understand the whole negative view on third party. Hey, this isn't even your product. How are you going to charge me more or just as much as the people whose product it really is? So I understand that whole mindset. But I think that going back to my original point, I think third party has exceeded what you get from from the official company who owns the property. And I think the third party has pushed the main company to be better. And so with that being said, I'm going to say some examples. And again, I use this in everything I buy in life. If I'm happy with the product, I'm happy with the price. If I'm not happy with the product, I'm not happy with the price. So let's talk about FansToys Road King. I think he was, 150, 160 at the time he came out. I paid, normal retail price. That's easily a $250 figure to me. $260, $270 figure. If you include engineering and my personal bias toward it, that's a $300 figure, in my opinion. FansToys Sovereign, I think that is a $250 figure. FansToys Quietus, I think, is a $250 figure. I think that their Dinobots should have been $300 figures. Also, not just FansToys, MP44, their Prime, or whatever it was. I think it's 44. I paid $400-something for it. Whatever the retail was when it was $400 or $450, I forget. I paid full retail for it. And I had a problem with that. Not that it was $450, but I felt like I didn't get $450 worth of quality out of it. I think that product, fair price to me for that product was probably like $350, maybe $375. Looking at FansToys Aerial Bots, I think that they are close to $200 figures. Same thing with the Stunnicons. I think that there is quality in the other figures I think are worth it. Unique Toys, their Challenger, and their Lockdown, the Peruka. I think that those are, $175 to $200 figures. I think, again, I'm talking about, I don't mind paying for quality. The question is when I'm getting quality. And just like I'm saying, all these figures I like that I think cost more, I think that, conversely, there are figures I don't like. X-transbots dropped their wind charger, right? Like their wind charger and their tailgate. I think I paid $70 for them. That was the price. $60 or $74. I think I overpaid. I think they're crap products. I know that they went on sale for $20, $25. I think that's a fair price for them. $25. X-transbots Willie. I think $25 is a fair price for that product. Spoiler alert, Easter egg, or whatever you want to call it. I think FansToys Hoodlum it was what, $110 or $100 when it came out. I think that was overpriced. To me, that was a $75 figure. I don't think that figure was worth the quality, worth the price of it. It didn't have the quality. So I guess the point I'm making here is I don't mind personally paying the money for the quality. And I think that FansToys, kind of harping on what Bobby said. I think they undervalue their product because their products sell out so fast no matter what the price they put on it. Even with all that being said, I do think there is a line and there's a price point where the community is like, nah, fuck that. I'm not paying. We're not paying that. And for me, I haven't gotten to that line yet, but I can see certain places where that line is being crossed with the community. FansToys Thomas, if you look at TF Source, I think they had FansToys Thomas at $399. Me personally, I probably would have paid $399 if I didn't have Thomas. But I can see the community like, no, fuck that. Going back to, again, TF Source, I think that their drag strip, I think they had drag strip for like $209. It's still available. Again, the community saying fuck that. Like everything else, there's a value kind of associated with it. And there's some point where value is not a value. It's not worth the money, right? So again, whether something frivolous like this, whether you have the money or not, we all make decisions to say, hey, at this point, I'm willing to pay this for it. Now, some may be higher, some may be lower, whatever, right? But I think that we're starting to see possibly where that line can be. And that line may be around the $300, $350 mark. Because I think that at that price for just a regular bot is like you see it with Chump at $250. I see a lot of people like, But I think, there is a line. And I think that as more prices keep going up and up, we're going to reach that line really cool. I'm sure it's some economic term for it. I don't know that term, but I'm sure we're approaching that line really, really, really fast. So where do we go from here? So like I said earlier, prices never go down. So I think that we need to tackle this from a different angle. We have two main companies we're talking about here, FansToys and Takara, and they have two different problems. To FansToys, I would say, the good thing is that they're moving in their own factory and they should be able to make enough product to satisfy demand, because theirs is a whole bunch of supply and demand type thing. So I would caution them to kind of, make enough to satisfy demand and trust their product more, because their product is fantastic for the most part and universally agree that they make the best product. To them, I would say make more product and just basically make a better, more efficient way to know how much of your product is really needed, so that every collector can get it, right? At least a first run. So like if you release an initial batch, every collector in an initial batch should get it. Now, if they come along 6 months or a year later, the price should go up. That's just everything, right? Like it should nothing that has value go down, regardless if you didn't get it or you missed out or whatever. This is a hobby. This is a hobby that has value. Dan Marino card, right? They had special edition Dan Marino cards. Just because I'm 5 years late to the game don't mean I should get it at retail price. I should get it for a increased price because it's something that's small, something that's dedicated, something that's valued because it's in a level of limited quantities. Like once a first run comes out, everybody who had a chance to get it has gotten it. So the second run should be more expensive, even if they already have the stuff for it. That's the part of being a collector and a collection. So to FansToys, I would just say, hey, initial run, make sure everybody can get it. After that, it's fair game. To Takara, I would say you guys need to go back to where you were initially and get back to that premium quality, premium bill, where you were the people who led the game, because Takara makes enough for everybody. Their products are up there. You can get as much as you want, however much you want. But just make sure you get back to that gold standard that you used to be. So I think that that's where we need to land on. FansToys needs to make more initial runs of stuff, so collectors on the initial run can get it. Then after that, they can charge, or distributors or whoever can charge what they want to charge. Takara just needs to get back to that level of quality that they had. And for all other third-party companies, I didn't mention Magic Square and New Age, who have the same problem, but you can just put them into that. Hey, you guys are doing a good thing. I understand why prices keep going up. Just make sure initial collectors get theirs. And then, if after initial batch get theirs, then, hey, it's fair game. But to the other third-party companies, I'll just say catch up. If you want to stay in this game, catch up, make quality products, because there's enough of your products out. They aren't selling out. But I do think that if you are going to go up in price, that's to everybody, there needs to be a certain level of quality. I think that FansToys is kind of defined to set the level of quality we're willing to take as fans. So Thank you guys for listening. Didn't mean to suck off fans toys as much as I did, but they kind of drive this discussion. Hope you guys like what I did. I know it was some rambling in it, but leave your thoughts in the comments. I promise I'll respond.